This incredible woman will definitely surprise you. Devi Sangwan is already 70 years old, but her story makes you look at age in a completely different way. She continues to live actively, train, and maintain physical capabilities that are impressive even at a much younger age. But the most interesting thing is not hidden in appearance. Its result is based on a certain attitude towards your body and lifestyle, which eventually gives a completely different effect. What exactly allows Devi Sangwan to maintain such shape and energy at the age of 70? Watch the video to the end and we will reveal her main secrets of longevity. So, let's get started. The first thing that stands out in Devi Sangwan's lifestyle is strength training. At the age of 70, working with a barbell looks impressive, but its value is not only in the spectacular result. With age, it becomes especially important for a person to maintain muscle strength because it largely determines how freely he can move and cope with ordinary tasks. You can be slim enough, have good endurance, and at the same time, gradually lose strength. The problem is that this process often becomes noticeable too late. At first, it becomes harder to carry bags, then it becomes harder to climb stairs, get up from a low chair, carry things, or stay on your feet for a long time. Therefore, strength training is interesting not only from the point of view of muscles. It helps to maintain the very physical reserve that allows a person to remain independent. And here comes an important thought. Functional youth is much more practical than visual youth. Smooth skin can give the impression of youth, but the ability to lift a heavy object, maintain balance, or confidently climb stairs speaks much more about the state of the body. In this sense, the barbell in Devi Sangwan's hands is not just a sports equipment. It's a tool that gives the body a reason to stay strong. The body is constantly adapting to what is required of it. If the muscles are regularly used and adequately loaded, the body understands that they are still needed. If physical work becomes too little, the need to maintain the same level of opportunities gradually decreases. That is why the movement in adulthood is not an attempt to return to the past. This is a way of not giving the body functions that a person still wants to use. However, it's easy to go to the other extreme here. When you see a 70-year-old woman who works with a barbell, you may decide that the secret lies solely in the ability to force yourself to train more and more. But this approach misses half the picture. Devi Sangwan pays attention not only to exercise, but also to rest. And recovery is not the opposite of training. This is their continuation. During physical activity, the body receives a stimulus and uses up resources. After that, he needs time to repair the damaged structures, adapt to the load, and prepare for the next effort. Therefore, the result of training is formed not only at the moment when a person lifts weights. A significant part of the adaptation takes place precisely after the load has ended. As you get older, this idea becomes especially important. Youth is not the ability to endlessly burden yourself without consequences. Much more significant is the ability to withstand the load, recover, and return to activity again. If a person constantly ignores fatigue, reduces sleep, and turns every day into a competition with himself, even beneficial physical activity may cease to be a reasonable strategy. It is this balance that is particularly interesting in the story of Devi Sangwan. On the one hand, it continues to impose serious physical demands on the body. On the other hand, he does not forget that the resource must also be protected. There is a much more mature approach to fitness in this, not to constantly increase the pressure on yourself, but to understand the difference between productive workload and ordinary overwork. The third element of her lifestyle seems to be the simplest one: time in nature. Against the background of talk about exercise, nutrition, and recovery, walking or staying outdoors is easy to underestimate. But it is precisely this simplicity that makes sense. Nature creates a natural opportunity to get out of the usual rhythm, move more, change the environment, and at least briefly stop living in a constant stimulation mode. This is especially true for modern people. A day can go by with almost no movement, but it can be full of notifications, a screen, work, and a continuous shift of attention. Physically, the person is almost not tired, but psychologically feels completely exhausted. Spending time in nature allows you to combine two things that are often lacking at the same time: calmness and movement. In addition, being outdoors naturally increases the amount of daily activity. Walking, climbing the path, walking in the park, or just staying out for a long time are all small loads that add up to a general level of mobility. For longevity, it's not just individual workouts several times a week that are important, but also how active you stay all day. This is where Devi Sangwan's story becomes particularly interesting. Her approach to active longevity is not based around a single exercise or a single rule, but around a whole system in which different elements support each other. Strength training gives the body an incentive to maintain muscles, strength, and physical capabilities. Recovery helps to adapt to stress and not turn activity into constant exhaustion. And moving in nature brings physical activity back to normal life. When a person trains, the body gets a reason to become stronger. When he is given time to recover after that, it becomes possible to adapt to the resulting load. And then the movement continues outside the gym. Walking, outdoor activities, routine activities, and any situations in which the body continues to work. The absence of extremes is especially important in this approach. Physical activity does not turn into several months of intense training, after which a person returns to his previous lifestyle. It becomes a part of everyday life and therefore can persist for years. It is this sequence that is much closer to true longevity, not the constant desire to do more, but the ability to maintain the required level of activity for a long time. Friends, what do you think of this woman? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with those who might find it particularly useful. We also recommend watching this video, which has now appeared on your screen.